Hello and welcome to Refined Wellness. My name is Megan Taylor. I'm a former nurse practitioner turned functional health practitioner. In this video, we are going to be discussing the God-designed nervous system. This is one of my favorite systems to discuss because it influences your entire body and it can play a huge role in chronic symptoms. When we think about the nervous system, we have a central nervous system, which is your brain and spinal cord. Then we have a peripheral nervous system, which attaches to your central nervous system, and it has nerves that connect and touch every system in your body. And then within that peripheral nervous system, you have something called an autonomic nervous system. And this is one of my favorite systems to teach about because research shows that our past experiences, like for example, grief and losing a loved one or your childhood environment, can influence the state of your nervous system. But research also shows that your nervous system can be reshaped and remolded through ongoing experiences, learning how to regulate your nervous system through vagal toning, having supportive communities, and all things that I teach inside of my program called Aligned and Renewed. Aligned and Renewed is a biblical approach to nervous system healing and nervous system regulation. If you're interested, you can click the link below in the comment section. But let's move on. So when we are thinking about the nervous system, you have a sympathetic system, which is responsible for your fight or flight response. And when you are experiencing sympathetic mode, your body is ready for action. So it's stimulating adrenaline and cortisol. It leads to increased blood sugar and it is turning off your digestive functions to send enough energy to your limbs so that you can run and flee and get away from danger. You also have a parasympathetic system, which is responsible for resting and digesting and detoxifying. And so this is really important to pay attention to because when you are entering into the holistic space, everybody talks about detoxing, but you can't detox effectively if your body is constantly in a sympathetic state, because detoxification in and of itself is a parasympathetic response. So that means that we want you sleeping well, having an ability to digest and absorb your food well, having an ability to experience stress and then calm down and regulate and not hold on to chronic tension and stressors. So this system is really important when it comes to addressing chronic illness because a lot of people are living in a chronic state of stress today. Many people don't know how to regulate their emotions. They don't know how to calm down after a stressful event, or they internalize their stress instead of discharging it. And that can lead to chronic illness. This was a huge factor for me when it came to reversing symptoms of IBS because I was holding chronic tension in my gut. I was also in a chronic state of stress when I was eating, so I wasn't digesting and absorbing my food well. And then stress also influences your migrating motor complex, which is something that is responsible for cleansing your gut. And when you are chronically stressed, it leads to suppressed stomach acid, and then it impacts that migrating motor complex, and it keeps you in the cycle of chronic symptoms until you address your vagus nerve, which we will talk about in the next video. In the next video, we'll talk about the vagus nerve and the role it plays in chronic symptoms, and then a few things you can do to tone your vagus nerve. The thing is, however, if you don't address your internal environment and the way that you perceive the world and your emotional triggers and your ability to handle things like forgiveness, or if you are very resentful, or if you are holding chronic stress in your body, you can address your vagal tone, you can practice all the nervous system regulation techniques, but if you're not addressing what's going on internally, it's going to keep you in a state of stress. So if you want to start addressing that and you want something that is laid out for you, check out my program that I linked in the comments section called Aligned and Renewed.